a little bit down and you've seen that?
I mean, when you lose, everybody's down. So I mean, I wouldn't expect anything differently. We haven't really sat down and have a conversation, but everybody took a tough loss. Things didn't go as you had planned. So I wouldn't anticipate. I wouldn't anticipate everybody's not feeling that great after that loss.
Terry, and put yourself in history. I mean, JT had just played, we think, one of the great games in Ohio State history the week before against Penn State and stuff, and then to have the 4 picks. I mean, what do you think, just from your vantage point, kind of went wrong last week that y'all are trying to correct?
We're just focusing on what you could do individually. I can't focus on what JT could do better.
Yeah.
Obviously he probably felt like he didn't play his best, but we didn't play our best as a team necessarily, and we just gotta look ourselves in the mirror and see where we could get better. You can't necessarily focus on everybody else's job. You just gotta focus on yourself.
Yeah. How tough? I mean, you're a grown man now.
Yeah.
No offense, but you are. Does it ever get easier to deal with something like this, or does it hurt as bad as it did at Cathedral?
Losing.
I don't even know if you lost at Cathedral, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I've experienced losses. Losing, you never get used to losing. And that feeling that you get, especially when you just reflect on all the work that you put in the season and the off season, and when things don't turn out the way you had hoped, it's tough. But we still got things to look forward to. As a grown man, you got to buckle up and just get ready for the next test, because we can't let last week permeate to this week.
Yeah. How good is JT in these kind of situations? I mean, because y'all been through it together as a group before. What does he bring to the table in this kind of situation, a bounce-back situation?
Well, this is when you earn, coaches say this is where you earn your captain stripes. Things don't necessarily go as you planned, and you're one of the leaders on this team, especially with him. He's been in some tough losses, and you just got to bounce back. You got to show that you're coming back looking to get better from your mistakes, and just looking to look forward, not necessarily looking back.
Hey, one other quick thing. What do you see when you look at Michigan State on defense? I mean, they seem to have their what do you call their mojo back. I mean, they had it back when they played you guys at the end of the year last year. But what do you see from them?
It's November football, so we anticipate a very rugged game. We know they're going to play some press man. They're going to load the box. I think they're like #1 in the Big Ten in stopping the run.
Yeah.
So we still got to establish the run, even though they have a good run defense. But we just got to execute at a high level. We know they're going to come in and be tough, and mainly just try to stop the run. So as playmakers, you got to make plays on the outside as well.
Terry, what is it about Michigan State? I mean, that ever since you've been here, ever since Urban's been here, that game has been close, no matter what the records are. What is it about Michigan State, in your experience, that makes those games so competitive and so close?
When you look at it, we usually play them around November every year, so there's some type of implications with the Big Ten or the playoff or whatever. But you got two teams that are at the top of the Big Ten respectively every year, and have a lot of respect for each other, but also just two tough teams looking to get a win, and usually it has a big result in the Big Ten standings. So I feel like November football comes around, everybody's trying to play their best ball, and so you're going to get each other's best shot.
Going back to the Iowa game, you guys were moving the ball, you guys were clicking really in the first half. In your mind, what changed in the second half to where you guys started to struggle a little bit?
It's kind of tough because I can't quite pinpoint one thing specifically, but obviously we didn't execute enough to win the game. So that's point one, and that's really what we just focus on, just trying to get better, see where we can execute at a higher level as an offense. We're not pointing fingers at who's to blame, but collectively as an offense, we got to own it.